services and pleased to have you today to this great occasion. Thank you very much, sir. Our sincere gratitude goes to all the parents, well-wishers for your unwavering support and encouragement. We cannot achieve excellence without your help. It gives me immense pleasure to have pride when I look at the chart of the growth of Adi Shankara since inception of 2001. Under the leadership of Dr. Vanki Penchile Garu, Chairman, Ashwara Vignana Education Society, in the field of technical education, 20 years of robust technical education from 2001 to 2024. It is approved that Adi Shankara Group of Institutions approved by AICTE, affiliated to JNT Anantapur, accredited by NAAC and NBA, and it is accredited first in this Nellore district. In the academic year 23-24, indeed, a roller coaster ride just like previous years. A time full of opportunities, time full of learning, time well spent. The institute stand at interesting point of the time. Almost 23 years old with 19 batches of the students have gone out to explore next step in the career. In addition to provide high quality courses, we firmly believe that the full range of the student support services to enable them to succeed the best of their abilities. Adi Shankara is always committed to students' success through culturally responsive services. Our institute have always stood up professionalism with commitment to cause education and superlative stress in the ethical education. The students of Adi Shankara Group of Institutions were invited to join the yogic flying program in the transcendental meditation in Hyderabad. It was held in the December 20th, 23 to 12th January 2024 at Kanha Shantivanam, Hyderabad. It was really joyful experience for all the students. We recruit educators with engagement for their subjects and strong will to improve. Ensure our work environment to be intellectually stimulating and personally rewarding. The campus recruitment training programs were powerful initiative to impact the soft skills which will help them to clear recruitment examinations. Training programs. The institute provides various training programs like GATE and other technical programs to make the students to reach IITs, NITs and BITs. And we have Center of Excellences with exclusive professional support in each area. We have Dassault Lab, CM Excellence Center, NA LabVIEW Academy, IBM Excellence Center, Cisco Network Academy, Cadence VLSI Design Center, Center for Skill Development, APSSDC, R&D workshops organized through different research organizations. And we have ACAC Incubation Center offered by Niti Aayog in the year 1920. Adi Shankara is collaborated with ISRO, Effatronics, Prime Medin, Nelcast, Sixtron and various. And we are offering internship programs, training programs which are outcome-based education. Adi Shankara is hosting APSSDC Siemens Technical Skill Development Institute TDSI for empowering technical skill education to the students. Adi Shankara Amphitheatre Open Air Auditorium offers different types of ambience for cultural programs and many more. Students enrolled in the Adi Shankara Group of Institutions can part of Center of Excellence, can compete with their globally. The College Adi Shankara having several MOUs with the APSDC, National Skill Development, Indian Prime, Crane Software, Cisco, APSCHE and many more. The placement activities are given highest priority and training and entrepreneurship cell is committed to provide all possible assistance to graduates and postgraduates in their efforts to find employment. Adi Shankara is giving importance to sports and games and encouraging the students to participate in sports and game activities and to conduct tournaments every year. Adi Shankara is at home, excellent game sports, fitness facility including many outdoor, indoor playgrounds. The students of our college have set up impressive and consistent record to come together to complete university, state level and international level games and won many medals. College has hosted many events having playground facilities, separate courts for games like badminton, volleyball, basketball, etc. Mr. Ravi Chandra, who has elected as university level secretary, and university has recognized his services and he made me as one of the eminent personality in the university for the university level members. We plan to travel an extra mile to collaborate with more and more industries for live projects, ladder placements ratio. Our placement rate reflects Adi Shankara exemplary academic program and commitment to the faculty members and staff who tirelessly provide a top-notch level of the services to students. I wish all the students and parents got loads of the success. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your brief and interesting report. It's my pleasure to call upon our beloved Secretary Correspondent Dr. Venki Penchalaya Garu to convey the presidential address. Sir, please.
నేను చెప్పాలా సార్? Good evening, one and all. It is my humble request and my regards to the guests on the dais, especially Geeta Madam. And she will be the center of attraction for today's function for energizing all young students. And our honorable professor, very noted professor of Michigan University, USA, and present he is the founder of the Alliance University, Bangalore. He is academically known for the academic world. He is the chief guest of the today's function. Sir, you have come all the way from Bangalore to address our students. We are very, very kind regards for you, sir. And other our friends, Mr. Manoj, Mr. Gowda, and other my friend, he is my security advisor. Okay, so all they have come from Bangalore to bless you all on the occasion of 23rd anniversary. Actually, it is almost 24 years. Due to one that corona period, we could not celebrate annual day because of the restrictions. That's why it became 23rd anniversary. And my principal of the ASIT, Professor Venu Madhav, and at the Adi Shankara College of Engineering and Technology, principal, Professor Dhananjaya, he is from the beginning, he is serving to the institute from last 24 years. And Professor Rajay Garu and our administrative officer, Mr. Ramaya Garu, Dean and head of the department electrical, J. Suresh Garu, who is the root cause for the conducting gate examinations. And I think more responsibilities on him for conducting gate examinations. Adi Shankara was known for gate examinations earlier. I think that same tenure will be continued. And Professor Penchalaya Garu on the dais and other heads of the department of the Adi Shankara group of institutions. This is the 23rd year of the establishment of the college, and this 23rd year is a remarkable year. We have already prepared proposal submitted for deemed to be university. Adi Shankara University maybe for next year onwards. We started this institute with the strength of all the stakeholders, staff members, management, and the students and parents, with 180 students in the year 2001. That 180 students now become 4,607 students. That is the development in the 23 years. When it becomes to the university, there is no boundaries. There is no boundaries for the branches. There is no boundaries for disciplines. But as a strength-wise, we are now achieved to 180 to 4,600 and odd. It's a big, great development. Is only happened only because of the dedicated staff, faculty of the Adi Shankara group of institutions. And Adi Shankara, from the beginning, he is used to practice and adopt the best practices in the country or maybe in the globally for the students. Let it be gate ranks, let it be placements, let it be any competitions, let it be conducting international conferences, and even deputing our students for international internships through ISEC, and also the Stanford University design thinking workshop internships. So like that, we used to adopt whatever the opportunity is available for the students globally, we capture, we adopt, we implement, we give the exposure to the students. We used to invite the noted professors like our professor, founder of the Alliance University. Same way, we used to bring different professors and the intellectuals to share the knowledge to the students. Only because of all these kind of practices, Adi Shankara become a brand in admissions, brand in placements, brand in conducting international workshops and innovations and projects, all those things. So students are the more proactive in conducting these kind of programs. And nobody or no college have guts to conduct annual day after 10 o'clock in the night. Any engineering college in the country, only they will conduct the annual days up to 10 o'clock evening or night. But Adi Shankara conducts all annual days from last 23 years. Evening 6 to next day morning 6 o'clock. Once this platform is over, the speeches are over, the dais will be handed over to the students and they will be there. They rock the dais till morning. I think you are going to be witness. So such kind of practices we have in Adi Shankara, and that's the reasons for the branding. Today, just to encircle the safety of the students and the parents today for this function, we requested our sisters, transgenders, around 20-25 people are on service. They are all surrounding the dais, surrounding the other areas, wherever gray areas are there, for the safety of the girl students and the boy students. We have engaged the services of transgenders to protect our girl students. This is another innovative thing which practicing this year. I feel they are our sisters. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful presidential address. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the chief guest of today's event, Dr. Madhukarji Angur Garu. Dr. Madhukarji Angur is the Chancellor and founder of Alliance University. He holds a PhD from the University of Texas, Arlington, USA, a postgraduate diploma in management from the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, India, and a Bachelor of Technology degree in Electrical Engineering from the National Institute of Technology, Surathkal, India. Dr. Angur is the recipient of the David M. French Distinguished Professorship, a Lifetime Achievement Award for the University of Michigan. The University of Michigan is ranked among the top 7 major universities worldwide. Dr. Angur has served as a consultant for many organizations. As a consultant, he has provided management consultation in business analytics, optimization, assessment, strategic and planning, and strategic marketing to several organizations, including multinational corporations around the world. He also serves on the board of companies in the manufacturing and service sectors. Dr. Angur was nominated twice for the Kangning Foundation Professor of the Year Award. In 1997, he was recognized by the Michigan Association of University Governing Board as a Distinguished Michigan Professor. He has worked in the USA for over 27 years and has been a professor, visiting professor, and scholar at many leading universities worldwide. He decided to return to his homeland, India, to contribute to the field of education. Dr. Angur serves on the board of companies in the manufacturing and service sectors. He has consulted for many leading organizations such as General Motors, Ford, McKinsey, Delphi, AC Nielsen, to name a few, and is sought after speaker at several companies and associations. Dr. Madhukarji Angur also served as the principal investigator of the Childhood Asthma Task Force in the Midwest America, a very significant appointment for the professor of Indian origin, a seminal healthcare initiative of USA President Bill Clinton. Dr. Angur research interests are in the areas of business analytics, business strategy, industrial marketing, healthcare, services, and management. Dr. Angur has authored over 75 research papers and articles in international journals and has presented papers at numerous conferences worldwide. It is indeed a brief glimpse into the outstanding work of Dr. Angur Garu. In fact, no profile can fully chronicle the details. It is truly our fortunate to have this man of letters in our midst today. With utmost respect, I invite Dr. Madhukar Angur Garu to deliver his capacious speech on this blessed evening. Sir, please.
Good evening. Distinguished Chairman Dr. Panchalaya, Geeta Madam, other distinguished members on the dais as well as in the audience, I am indeed very humbled and excited about being here this evening amongst you. This is my first visit to your institution of higher learning. Although I have heard of Adi Shankara institutions for a very long time, and it is indeed a pleasure to be part of this annual day come Freshers Meet celebrations. Thank you very much for inviting me, sir. And I know you are in the midst of a mood set which essentially is oriented towards the cultural events that occurred just before this particular event, and then you will have throughout the night. I am an academic, and I thought I'll share with you some of my thoughts in a simplistic manner, which perhaps might be able to ignite some curiosity among all the students here. With the lights on my face, I am unable to get any show of hands, but I'm assuming that among the audience, we have the engineering students, right from the first year until the final year. I also found out that there are students in the MBA program who are among the audience and MCA program. I'm assuming there might be parents as well here, some parents perhaps. And I may guess it right if some of the alumni of Adi Shankara are also here. So indeed, I'm addressing a very wonderful group of people along with your esteemed faculty who are also present, I know, among the audience, and I had the pleasure of interacting with some of them at the time that I came in here. Firstly, I would like to say how impressed I was with the achievement of Adi Shankara Group of Institutions. It is amazing feat that you have achieved in about 23 years of your inception. I would like to really say that very few institutions have come anywhere close to the kinds of achievements that you have done, and very soon you will become a deemed to be university, so the sky is the limit in terms of what you will be able to achieve. I would like to essentially say a few things in again as simplistic a way as possible, given that I have traveled around the world and I have been to a lot of institutions of higher learning and have been interacting with faculty, staff, and more importantly, students from around the world. So in other words, I love to address students, whether they are working professionals or full-time students, freshers, or about to graduate, and of course, whether they are alumni as well. In India, we have many institutions, and we have come a long way in terms of inceptions of institutions of higher learning since the independence. We have more than 1,100 universities in this country. And when I say this with a lot of humility, that our students, who are essentially part of the demographic dividend that this nation is currently blessed with, education is a very important game changer for them as well as everybody who believes in education and beyond. So when you really look at what is happening, I will just highlight on a few points. And one of the points that we would like to highlight, or I would like to highlight on, is the employability of our graduates. Just now, one of the speakers here mentioned about placements. It's a very important part of any professional program. That is, it is a promise that is delivered through employment. So placement is actually our test of our ability to prepare our students for the job market properly. I saw various activities which has been undertaken at Adi Shankara. And then one of the things at a national level, our employability index has differed from area to area, specialization to specialization. In other words, the employability factor, let's say for engineering graduates, vis-a-vis for medical doctors, or MBA graduates, or BSc graduates, there are statistics available, and when you really look at it, just let us focus on a couple of them, one of which is engineering graduates. Today at a national level, our engineering graduates' employability is somewhere in the range of about 40%. Which means about 60% of our engineering graduates are not employable, however you define employment. And that is a cause of concern. I'm very happy at Adi Shankara because I've seen your your placement numbers, but I would like for you to think about this even at a national level. So why is this happening? And how can we improve on the employability, even for those who are freshers who have come in, and the rest of you who are in the program, engineering program or even MBA program. MBA programs employability is also low, around 35%. The highest employability factor in India is for doctors, medical doctors. It's almost close to 70%. And when I say this, I would like for us to think about what is the motivation behind why students enroll in a particular program. For instance, ask yourself, your first year, second year, third year, or fourth year students, ask yourself, what is your motivation, or what was your motivation to actually apply and get into an engineering program here at Adi Shankar? And answer that question yourself sincerely. And I'll tell you, in my assessment, not only here, but if you really aggregate this across many colleges and so on, you can put the kinds of, please give me a little bit time to be able to explain this because it has some meaning associated with that. There are three categories of motivations that fall. One of which is there might be some of you, or there would be a group of you who really want to become hardcore engineers. You want to be hardcore engineers, like great scientists, great engineers. And that percentage is relatively small in this country, about 10 to 15%. Then there is a second category of students who actually want to use engineering. I'm using engineering as an example, but it is very important. They want to use engineering degree as a stepping stone for something else. They want to do either an MBA, they want to perhaps do something else, but it is used as a stepping stone. But at least they know in their mind that they're using this as a stepping stone. And that is about 20 to 30%. But what is bothersome is the third category. The third category is really students are not sure why they are pursuing a program. Maybe their parents told them, friends told them, neighbors told them, somebody else told them, or they just want a degree. Now, when that proportion is very high, what happens is that motivation leads into your ability to actually internalize the aspects associated with that degree, and then that translates into employability factor. So you can very well imagine those who are in first and second category very easily they will be employed. The third category we will have problems, because we really don't know what kind of employability factor exists, because their motivation level to begin with was relatively minimum. They were not very sure why they wanted to be engineers in the first place. So what I'm trying to communicate to you is this motivation factor is a very important factor in the lives of students when they're making decisions with regard to their careers, because you sacrifice a lot, your parents sacrifice a lot, you get into a very important program, and then you have to make sure that you actually believe in the program. So this is part of it in terms of motivation and employability related. So I will essentially, like for example, I told you, doctors, have you seen a doctor? If somebody wants to be a medical doctor, that child, even at the age of 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, wants to be a doctor. I've seen some of those children who want to be doctors. They don't know what it is entirely, but they seem to be highly motivated in that particular program. And so in some sense, the employability factor is also high. So it is not a surprise. Now anyway, I would not want to take too much of your time, but I want to give you a few aspects of career advice, which hopefully you might be able to think about this. And so I'll probably take another 5 to 7 minutes, so bear with me. I mentioned about the kind of motivation that one wants to look at, the kind of employability that affects. So in other words, when you are a student in any program, and particularly in engineering program of this, if you're unsure of your motivation, primarily I would request you to refocus on your motivation so that it will make you more employable. Now in terms of the general career advice that I would like to give is, there are many self-help books, there are many forms of people who will tell you, you do this, there are 5-point rule, 10-point rules and so on. But I will simplify this. The first thing I really want to say, that you must master your subject area of expertise. And I say this to all students, MBA, MCA, engineering. There is no substitute for mastering your specialized area of knowledge, which means you've got to be the best you can in your area. So that is a specialized area you must know. And the second thing that I would like to emphasize on, and these are some things which I've experienced and seen among students around the world. Second thing is, today we live in an extremely volatile world in terms of technology changing so much. You hear all the time about all these machine learnings, this kind of data analytics, artificial intelligence, so much going on. It is not restricted to any one particular field. It cuts across all fields and all disciplines. So in other words, you must build on the auxiliary type of education, auxiliary type of information that you need to gather, which means beyond your classroom, beyond your syllabus, you must try and do embellishments of that. That is a very important part. The third aspect, if you want me to say this, is which you're already doing at Adi Shankara. And that is, you must engage yourself with the community. With whatever extent you can. I know your projects will be field-based or sometimes, but engaging yourself with the community is a very important factor in developing building your curriculum. For example, I came to know that you have a collaboration here which is called the Atal Community Innovation Center, which is essentially one of the units of Adi Shankara, which is an amazing thing. You pursue that. And I think that particular one is an amazing one which looks Story Road. And finally, I would like to combine the last two parts, and I want to leave you with some thought. And that is, in this day and age, can I have 2 minutes? In this day and age, I want you to do a lot of introspection. That is, I want you to think a lot about who you are as a person. So the fourth point I would like for you to say, or keep in mind, is you got to build your personality, your ability to speak, your ability to communicate, your ability to be confident about what you're talking. And that actually revolves around your introspection. And finally, I would like to say that there is a lot of talk about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is about managing your own emotions and assessing the emotions of people around you. A lot of corporate people in the HR, they talk about emotional intelligence. They call it as EI. I don't think we should wait for you to get a job to be able to understand what EI is. You must understand that EI starts when you are a student. It's very important. It has your own self-awareness, your ability to actually have empathy towards others, your own motivation, self-involvement, and so, basically the soft skills that are important. I would like to conclude by saying something. In the United States, for example, major universities are very concerned about how to select students for admission. They're constantly thinking about selecting the right kind of students for admission. And this is the last part I want to leave you with this thought. So in other words, it is a selection process at the university level which they're constantly thinking about. And you must have heard of something called SOP, which stands for Statement of Purpose. So when you apply to any admission to any university in the United States and even in Europe also and even in India now, they will ask, why do you want to become what you want to become? So this SOP, Statement of Purpose, is very important. Yes, one can always go to ChatGPT and ask for SOP and it will give you an answer. No, we are not talking about that. We are talking about introspection. And so what happens is there is a certain set of questions which were developed and many major universities use this. So I'll give you those questions to you and then I'll end my brief talk. One of the questions, in addition to SOP, one of the questions that is being asked in the interview is, what is it that you have done so far which you think you have done your best and it has given the best results? What is that up till now? You think about an answer for this question this evening, maybe tomorrow, or in the year to come. What is it that you have done very well in your life thus far? That is the first question. You can't say, I did well in mathematics, I did well in science. No. These are very simple ones. I want you to think about your life thus far. What is it that you have done very well? The second thing is, what is it that you didn't do well? What is it that you actually failed so far? And these are the two very critical questions which is part of introspection. And lastly, many of these, and many companies are also using these same questions for recruitment. Lastly, there is one procedure that goes on in some major universities, like Harvard. Harvard University has this, and I'll tell you this, and it's a very interesting phenomenon. There is an interview that you have to give at Harvard for admissions. And then, when you go into the interview, they'll ask you a bunch of questions. And then, at the end of the interview, you are supposed to go online within 24 hours. You have to fill out a questionnaire. And there are only two questions. One is about yourself. Second one is, it says, what is it that you wanted to ask in the interview, but you could not or did not ask, and why? Question. They are asking you this after the interview, and you know that this question has to be answered by you after the interview. What is it that you wanted to say in the interview that you did not or could not answer or did not ask? Which means that shows a lot more of introspection. You cannot keep something away from the interview and say, I'll put this on my online response. Why I am coming down to all of this is they're trying to assess your motivation, given that we live in a world of automated everything. I know AI is supposed to be automating a lot of things, and AI is nothing but a bunch of data that has been put together. And you all know, as engineers, you'll be able to understand this even better. But more importantly, human behavior, introspection of human beings will never be duplicated to the extent that AI or any other tools can do it. I want to wish you again all the very best. I know in this midst of the entertainment phenomena that you have in your mind, some serious talks will probably get you to think later on, but please do think. And thank you very much, sir, for inviting me. And God bless you all, and God bless Adi Shankara Group of Institutions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your excellent message. We shall certainly follow your insightful thoughts. Thank you, sir. I deem it a matter of pride and pleasure to introduce Srimati Geeta Madhuri Garu, playback singer and voice artist. Geeta Madhuri Garu is a successful singer and dubbing artist, mainly connected with Tollywood, Collywood and Mollywood, South Indian cinema industries. Originally, she was trained in the Little Musicians Academy under Ramachari Garu and Kocharlakota Padmavati Garu. The Telugu film Premaleka Rasa director Kulasekar offered her debut as a playback singer. She has been never looking back in her profession since then. In countries including Singapore, London, USA and Dubai, she has attended music programs. She has performed along with popular Indian singers including S.P. Balasubramaniam Garu, Chitra Garu, Mano Garu, M.M. Keeravani Garu and others. Geeta Madhuri Garu is renowned for her strong partnership with prominent music directors such as M.M. Keeravani, Ilaiyaraaja, Mani Sharma, Koti, R.P. Patnaik, Vande Mataram Srinivas, Kalyani Malik, Anup Ruben, Ramana Gokula and Devisri Prasad. She has appeared in famous Telugu TV shows such as Swarabhishekam, Ma TV, Super Singer 7, Super Masti, etc. She has released over 550 movie and album songs in Telugu, Tamil, Kannada and Malayalam. She became the best female playback singer in Telugu with the largest number of Filmfare Awards. She has won the Swara Saraswati Award, Nandi Award for Best Female Playback Singer, Ma Award Female Playback Singer and several others. The long cherished dream of Adi Shankara has become fulfilled now with her delightful presence. May I request Srimati Geeta Madhuri Garu to address the gathering and sing mellifluous songs with her sweet sounding voice. Welcome, ma'am.
చెక్ అ వెరీ గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ టు వన్ అండ్ ఆల్. వేదిక మీద కూర్చున్న వారందరికీ నమస్కారం అండ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ అందరికీ హాయ్, పెద్దవాళ్ళందరికీ నమస్తే అండ్ పిల్లలందరికీ హాయ్. సో థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ సార్. నేను ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి నేను జస్ట్ పాట పాడేసి వెళ్ళిపోతాను అనుకున్నాను, బట్ చాలా డిఫరెంట్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అని చెప్పచ్చు. మా ఫస్ట్ చాలా పాయింట్స్ చెప్పాలనిపిస్తోంది. ఇవాళ ఆదిశంకర కాలేజ్కి వచ్చి చాలా హ్యాపీగా ఫీల్ అవుతున్నాను. ఫస్ట్ థింగ్, పెంచలయ్య గారి లాంటి ఒక డౌన్ టు ఎర్త్ పర్సనాలిటీని చూసి చాలా నేర్చుకోవచ్చు. ఇప్పుడు చాలా కాలేజెస్కి వెళ్తుంటాం, బట్ ద వే ఆయన ఆతిథ్యం కానివ్వండి, ఆయనే వచ్చి అన్నీ ఇవ్వక్కర్లేదు మనకి తినడానికి, బట్ ఆయన హీ సో డౌన్ టు ఎర్త్ దట్ హీ ట్రీట్స్ అస్ సో వెల్. అండ్ మీ నుంచి నేను చాలా నేర్చుకున్నాను సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. అండ్ ఇంకొకటి కాలేజ్ గురించి మీరు చెప్పారు, ప్రొటెక్షన్ ఫర్ గర్ల్స్ ఆర్ బాయ్స్ కోసం మీరు చేసిన ట్రాన్స్జెండర్ అక్కల్ని మీరు తీసుకుని వాళ్ళకి ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఇచ్చినట్టు ఉంటుంది. వాళ్ళు మంచివాళ్ళు, వాళ్ళు సేఫ్గా చూస్తారు. సచ్ అ థాట్ఫుల్, వెరీ వెరీ థాట్ఫుల్ వన్. అండ్ ఇలాంటి చిన్న చిన్న మైనర్ పాయింట్స్ వింటే నాకు చాలా బాగా అనిపించింది. అండ్ అలాగే సార్, యువర్ స్పీచ్ ఎక్కడికో వెళ్ళి నేర్చుకుని చదువుకుని తెలుసుకునే బదులు ఆయన మొత్తం క్వశ్చన్స్ చెప్పేశారండి. మనకి ఏం క్వశ్చన్లు అడుగుతారో చెప్పేశారు. ఆ క్వశ్చన్స్కి ముందే ఆన్సర్స్ ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యి వెళ్ళొచ్చు అనుకుంటున్నారేమో, బట్ ఇప్పటి నుంచి ఆలోచించండి. ఆయన చెప్పింది మామూలు విషయాలు కాదు. మీరు ఆయన చెప్పినవన్నీ సరిగ్గా వింటే తర్వాత వీడియో తీసి మళ్ళీ ప్లే చేయండి సార్ వీళ్ళకి ఒకసారి. ఇప్పుడంతా డ్యాన్సులు చేసే మూడ్లో ఉంటే కొంతమంది వినుండరు సరిగ్గా, మళ్ళీ ప్లే చేయండి సార్. సూపర్గా చెప్పారు. అందులో ఆయన చాలా మంచి పాయింట్ ఏం చెప్పారంటే ఎమోషనల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్సే కదా సార్, విచ్ ఈస్ వెరీ మచ్ నీడెడ్ దీస్ డేస్. Super. And please upload that on YouTube also, sir. I'll see it myself. సో నేను ఆ పాయింట్స్ అన్నీ కూడా యాజ్ ఎ న్యూ మామ్ ఐ హర్డ్ అన్నీ వింటే ఏం వినాలి, ఆయన వొకాబ్యులరీ వినాలా, ఆయన ఇంగ్లీష్ వినాలా, లేకపోతే ఆయన థాట్స్ వినాలా, ఆయన విజన్ వినాలా, చాలా బాగా అనిపించింది. రియలీ ఐఎమ్ ట్రూలీ ఇన్స్పైర్డ్ బై యువర్ స్పీచ్ సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. అండ్ we as a nation need a lot of influencers like you, sir. Yeah, thank you. And వేదిక మీద ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా దే ఆర్ సర్వింగ్ అ లాట్ టు ది సొసైటీ. అండ్ ఇకపోతే మనం ఆడుతూ పాడుతూ ఎంతో చదివేసుకుంటున్నాము, బట్ ఒకటి మర్చిపోకూడదు, పెద్దల్ని గౌరవించడం. అదొక్కటి చేసి వాళ్ళు చెప్పే దాంట్లో పరమార్థం అర్థం చేసుకుని ఫాలో అవ్వగలిగితే చదువు ఆటోమేటిక్గా మనకు వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో పిల్లలందరూ మీ టీచర్స్ని, మీ గురువుల్ని గౌరవించండి. మీ తల్లిదండ్రులు చెప్పే విషయాలు విని వారిని కూడా గౌరవించండి. అంతే, ఆటోమేటిక్గా చదువు వస్తుంది, సంస్కారం వస్తుంది, అన్నీ వస్తాయి. అదొక్కటే నాకు మా గురువులు చెప్పారు. సో అదే నేను ఏ స్టూడెంట్స్కి చెప్తాను. అండ్ ఇట్స్ మై I can say I feel privileged to be a part of today's show. అండ్ ఇకపోతే నేను వచ్చాను కాబట్టి మరి నా నుంచి ఏం ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేస్తారు? పాటలు ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేస్తారు, అవునా? మరి ఇప్పుడేనా సార్ పాడేయడం? ఓకే, మరి ఆ 2-3 పాటలు 4-5 పాటలు ఏ పాట ఎలా పాడాలో చూసేసి పాడేస్తాను. అదేమిటా